Hello and welcome back to Fortresscraft. So we're continuing right from where the last episode ended up. So we took a very long, much longer than I expected adventure down into a very deep cave system. And we came back with all of this new unknown stuff. We have 22 things to scan. So we're just going to start from the top, but it's going to take us a few minutes to actually get through most of this. So we're going to do it at kind of intervals throughout while we work on other things. So we'll just get the cheap ones done. Then each of these is going to require quite a lot of power. So we'll come back to that in a moment. So we have managed to pick up. Let me just go and set up my second tab here with bars. So we have our tin and we have our copper bars, and an okay number of them. Not as many as I would like. But one of the things you can see here is the copper and tin is backing up all the way on the lines, which means we weren't smelting fast enough. Now, the very end of the last episode, we put on this inductor, which makes this go a lot quicker. Whether it goes quick enough or not, that is the question. I suspect it probably won't be quick enough. But at the moment, there's really not much we can do about it, right? This is the only smelter we've really got the capability of running. I can actually make a different kind of smelter, but we haven't got any way to really power it at the moment. Now, we also need to complete a couple of projects here. I need automation, which I believe is behind suit upgrading. We can pick up that. We'll pick up that one because it's cheap. And I'm going to pick up local life forms, and I think this is probably a good place to start. And laboratories is the other one we need. So one of the things that we need to set up pretty early on is a slime trap. And it's really easy to do. We are going to need copper plate and basic PCBs though, and at the moment, we cannot automate them. So we're currently gated behind automation. Now, I believe it was behind laboratories. Yeah, there it is. Okay, that's what we needed. So now we have access to the stamper plants, the extrusion plants, the coiler plants, and PCB assembly plants, and we're going to need all of those. In the meantime, I would really like to get this smelting faster. I just don't know whether it's going to be... Well, we can't do it until we have automation anyway. I guess we could make some stamper plants, and we'll make some mini hoppers to run it, and I'm going to make a few normal conveyor belts, and that's pretty much used everything I had, which is fine for now. So we're going to have a mini hopper here. And we're just going to set up a little setup here so that I can fairly quickly make plates. And it's just going to look like that. And let's just make 10, 12. Oh, that's right. These things are so slow. They can't even drive one conveyor. Oh, I forgot how slow they were. I can't even make anything else, and I don't have any... actually, what we can do is... If I can get some tin... is we can make logistics hoppers and swap them out here, because the logistics hoppers are fast enough for ore mining. And we will even Swap this guy out. Now, they're only fast enough until you start putting upgrades into the mining drills, at which point they become too slow. Ow. So we can put those in there now. All right, and I will actually go and put a normal conveyor there. I won't do the rest of them though. And that gives me 2 more hoppers I can use for automation. So in particular here, that's still got 5 bars in it. So now we can see all 3 machines are operating. And I needed 1 more. All right, so that gives me 6 copper plates. And as you can see, for extrusion plants, we also need tin plate. So let's throw 3 of those in. We'll keep picking these up as we go. All right, let's go and run some more research now that there should be some room for power. So that was diamond, iron ore, lithium ore, bedrock. We'll have to wait for some more power. All right, it's complaining that the coal extractor is offline. I'm just going to go here and press T to turn off its offline warning, because this thing is not going to be operating very often. And that's pretty much by design. Okay, so now we can make an extrusion plant. And let's go and put a hopper there. Put the extruder there and the mini hopper. And I need 1 copper coil. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to need another 5, because I think the coiler is the next thing I needed. It needs 5 copper plates, and then we need another 5 there. So actually I only need 3, technically. But we'll get the extras. So there's the copper wire. That gives me the coiler plant. Which we'll go and put there. And then I need a copper coil to make the last one. Now, pretty quickly, we're going to change over the whole system so that we have all of that automated. But for now, this is fine. All right, so I want to get my slime trap up and running very, very quickly. So in order to make a slime trap, I'm going to need 6 copper plates. So I need another 4. And I need 1 PCB, which just goes into that one. And this will go through the whole chain, and out in this hopper we'll get a PCB. So it looks like, yeah, copper is still fully backed up. So we're still not really smelting as fast as I would like. I'd like to get to the T2 pretty quickly. We'll keep doing research whenever we've got the power. So this one is going to be chilled cavern stone that unlocks the suit heater, which we don't need because we'll have the care package. Crystal deposits. And as we do this, we'll start to get more. You can see we've just gotten access to an upgraded power grid. In fact, we'll get that because why not? It's going to require 900 power. All right, we'll hold off. Basic logistics. We're unlocking research projects because we've scanned all of this resource. So there's gold, and we'll come back to that again. All right, so there's our PCB. And there is our... Oh, we need the copper plates. There's our slime attractor. Now we can make this work with 1 hopper. So I'm going to take that hopper. And we need to find a low-lying area. So let's go up here and have a scout around. So that's a pretty low-lying area. And the reason we want a low-lying area is we want somewhere that the slimes can all congregate, or, you know, they can all get to, basically. And if you put it somewhere high, they're going to have pathing problems. Actually, this looks even better. This looks much better. It's right next to our active hive mind. I am probably going to blow that up, I think. That's just a little bit too close to base for comfort. Alright, so you can see there's already a few slimes sort of died getting to this area anyway. So let's just have a look. So we want an area where there's going to be the fewest sort of pathing problems as possible. And I think actually this is not a good place. Just looking at it, like, I think what we actually want to do is build a bridge over this so the slimes don't get stuck in here. But we don't want to actually build it here. God, that is so scarily close. Or maybe we just don't build it over this side at all. Let's have a look, because it doesn't have to be right next to our base. We just have to be able to get to it periodically. So this is potentially a good spot, except for that canyon right there. Alright, and actually this might be a good area. So there's lots of gentle slopes coming down. There's a few steeper ones. We've got a bit of a cave here that we could probably leverage. Yeah, this could work actually. Let's use this. So we don't need the whole cave. So we can actually fill this little bit in. Oh, I don't actually have enough like stone and stuff to do that. Basically to make a slime trap, we need a sheer drop. So a straight down drop. Oh, I really should just find a better area that I don't need to do so much sort of terrain modification on. How about here? I mean, we can always move this later. That's the thing. We can always move it around later. You know what? Let's go and put it in this area. I think this will work fine for now. There will probably be some parts